Hair's free salon education podcast starts now. Featuring Matt Beck, Christina Cavalcanti, Brian Hare, Dre Bolin, Thaddeus Bolin, and Danielle Downs. Today's episode is powered by MinervaBeauty.com.
Notice how it says Dre Bolin?
Yeah.
Well, apparently when they messed it up in the thing and it's Christmas time, they're like, sorry, it's Dre.
Yep.
And Dre's like, I'm Dre, that's cool. So,
Yeah.
what's up, guys?
It's a part.
Welcome to Splitting Hairs. This is episode 3 of season 3. It is what it is.
And that's it. Don't argue.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Those of you that are live, we're very excited to chat with you, answer your questions about hair stuff, and also play water free pong.
Water free pong. There is no water in this pong.
Because
Free pong is back.
we have we have tons of prizes to give away. Tons of things to talk about with hair. We got our 4.
We've got a year's worth of prizes to get rid of.
Yeah, we
Tis
have.
the season.
Yes. Yeah. Plus, I ordered everything on our shop that has to do with clothing that we just started, just to make sure it was quality control was good.
Do we get one of everything?
So let's start with: are the T-shirts good? This
like
is the
the
first
t-shirt.
time you've put them on.
The
You feel
t-shirts
good?
are amazing.
I like it.
Good.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna be giving away one of those T-shirts later. You guys can choose who throws the balls. Dad's been practicing, of course. After work, that's all he was doing. But he's pretty good at
I
it.
don't have a problem.
And here's just a note. I know that it's going to be tempting to pick on the new girl, but she's already come out and said that she's terrible at this game.
Oh.
So if you
Yeah.
actually want a prize, don't pick Danielle.
Sorry, I have no hand-eye coordination.
We're not competitive
That's
here
cool.
at all.
Honesty is good. Okay, and we're live, right?
Maybe.
Awesome. All right. So let's get started. We have we're gonna get started with trending tresses.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
She's ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm
good.
ready. I have it all pulled up. All right. So we are going to talk about 4 different hair color trends that are supposed to be seen everywhere in 2018. So I'll just go over them real quick, and then we can kind of dive into them a little bit more.
There's pictures.
Oh, there's pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. We'll just go individually. So the first trend that we're starting to see come back is acid colors. And so I think of My Little Pony, very bright, very fuchsia, very vibrant. So pastels are making their way out, and we're going back to those eye-catching colors.
Wham.
Are you guys excited about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I love doing fantasy colors anyway.
Is the picture working, Chris? Did you hit the eyeball thing?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Hi-oh.
There she is.
Yeah. So
No,
my
I like that.
yeah. One of my favorite things about
I know.
having the brighter colors
wanna make sure.
is as it fades, you get so many different hair colors out of it. Whereas, with the pastels, you fade it out, you're blonde now. Sorry.
It's a very positive way to look at
I
it,
was gonna
Dre.
say, that's a
Yeah.
silver lining.
Like
When it fades, you just get more colors. Don't worry about the vibrancy. It's just more colors. Come on now.
more colors. It's
Well,
great.
I'm also glad that we're moving away from pastels more into these bold colors because I
Yeah.
feel like you got to put hair through a hell of a lot less to
Yeah.
prep it for
Absolutely.
that.
Well, and then they're going to get the vibrancy, and then they're going to get the pastel later on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Agree.
It's true. So you're seeing a lot of them with
Is that-
did we only do one picture for each category? Or?
Yeah, one for each
Oh, okay.
category.
Then
So.
then I'll just talk about it instead of having a picture. But either the roots to ends all being the same color, or they are doing the shadow roots still with these bright, vibrant shades. So
Yeah. I think that was the thing about the article, and everybody that's watching this, I linked every article that we're
Yeah.
talking about below. This happened to be on
Refinery.
right? So so you guys can check it out. Click the link below after the show or whatever. You can read the whole thing. There was more pictures, but like you're saying, they weren't all
they're not all fuchsia, but
scalp to
it's,
ends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not all scalp to ends. Like some of it is just a piece, or it's having that shadow root built into it, so the grow out is a little bit nicer. Which I prefer those ones, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
Eye catching.
Yeah, and a much bolder
Yeah,
look. So
absolutely.
Cool.
Into it.
Yeah. The next one is Shades of Gold, which I absolutely live for because I think blondes are so pretty in golden shades and even brunettes. And it's something that I feel like for a long time we shied away from where everyone wanted to be completely ashed out and icy blonde and all of that, which is beautiful too, but I like the versatility of having the gold shades.
Yeah. Well, and I think, again, this goes back to not having to push people's hair.
Past that breaking point.
Right. So just warming things up a bit. And I know because working with Joico recently, Joico's been sending me a ton of warm toners. Like they're just pumping them out. So I don't know if, I don't know who's saying that this is the trend that's upcoming, but for me, I think it's a great thing, and I'm excited about it.
Well, and I just think with balayage, it just goes hand in hand. It's just so effortlessly lived in beautiful color. And
well, it's also so much more natural.
Yeah.
Those icy grays and blues and violets are not showing up in nature on anybody. And since this is like, I love that kind of aesthetic of just super duper natural. So getting into golds and warmer tones is just how you do it.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Besides that, I just like how it literally will warm up your skin tone.
Yeah.
So whether you're porcelain, a little bit more golden naturally, it works for you.
Don't be afraid to eat that mic, Danielle.
Oh.
Like real
Okay.
close. There
Awkwardly
you go.
close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just,
Okay.
There
there
you go.
Am I good?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Just put your chin on it.
Now you sound like Delilah.
Okay.
So our next one is kind of a mixture of the last two. We're going with caramel rosé. So it's not as vibrant as, the acid colors, but we're going in that rosé form, but with the caramel tones as well. So it's a little bit more orangey. It's a little bit more golden with pink undertones to it, which to me actually looks more like actual rose gold than what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I really like that picture. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously a good picture as well, but I like the kind of depth underneath and the softer tones in the top.
Yeah, I was reading the article, and I think it was also, I read it fast, and I don't know how to read. I think it might also have been for like non-hairdressers, because they were talking about when you go to the salon to get this kind of look,
Right.
ask for them to put orange and pink like highlights
Really?
in your hair, and I was like, I would love for somebody to tell me that.
Yeah.
That would be so, I love that description of that color. So I am in full support of this super warm direction that I'll be
Absolutely.
forcing my clients into.
Yeah, Brian doesn't give many people options.
All right.
Do you want this, or do you want to fight me about it and lose?
Because I'm going to do what I want.
As I go into an article about professionalism.
All right.
All right.
And then our next, which is my life in general, fiery orange, pink, and red. So it just makes me happy. I love reds. I think more people should be redheads. And I think people should embrace orange. And orange and pink go so well together that this is fantastic.
I think it's about time. Like I remember 10 years ago doing hair, and a lot of people requested red hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like no one has been requesting. I haven't had, like, I think I just had one of my guests finally say like I would really enjoy like a strawberry blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just recently took someone red.
Yeah. So it seems like it's starting to work its way over, but like before that, and maybe it was because I wasn't really pushing it much either, but like I didn't have a lot of people requesting it at all. So it's kind of exciting to actually start using that side of the color bar again.
It's my favorite side.
I'm
Yeah.
excited because this is also going to open the door to start using the fantasy colors that have been collecting dust. Like
Yeah.
we can stop
Yes.
running out of blue and purple and pink and start using yellows, oranges, reds again. I did a yellow the other day. I'm going to post, I don't know, tomorrow maybe.
Yeah.
It was so good. It made me so happy.
She
It
was
was
so
yellow.
excited.
Like, oh, she was like 10. So she
Right.
had soft brown hair, and I just did an ombre on her and then made it yellow.
Christina just said she wants to color her hair yellow too.
Christina, the picture that I have on my phone for your contacts is back when you had yellow hair. I loved when you had yellow hair.
Thank you.
All right. So those are the 4 trends coming up for 2018, according to Refinery.
The whole year.
Yeah,
The whole year.
that's it. That's all we're
the
doing.
whole year.
So
You get to pick from one of these
But
four.
if you notice, the redheads are those really, really pale, finished, skin, blue-eyed. Like,
Yeah.
so.
But redheads,
but-
I feel like redheads are like
mean-
blondes. You just got to get the tone right, and anybody
I
can pull off.
definitely agree,
a
but I
red.
think someone with my skin tone, it doesn't look like that. Like,
Well, that color wouldn't.
No.
But we might get you like we'll take you 90s
I
and
wish
do
there
like
was a little
burgundy.
variety
Burgundy.
in the pictures that article showed.
There
It's
are.
Really what
There
there
were.
Yeah.
'Cause those two are two of the same when I look at those two. They have like doll faces.
There were
like-
some highs and lows. There was a really beautiful picture of an Asian girl for the caramel rosé, and it took me a second to even realize that that's what she was. It was like her dark hair within like a dark like pink. Like,
So it would have
Yeah.
been
It was
more
super
pinky
subtle.
And
Yeah.
caramel. Okay.
Yeah, so if you click the article, you'll see other pictures as well.
we got time. We got to stick to, guys. Come on, we can't show all the pictures.
I probably could have put them in there.
Do some of the work
next
yourself.
time. I will next time. Okay, so all right. So that is the trending tresses. Let's get into the a little bit of news
You want me?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found an article on American Salon that I thought would be a little fun for us to touch on. And it's just basically 6 things that you're doing that make you look unprofessional, which I think is great because even if you, like, I think I work pretty hard at trying to keep like a certain degree of professionalism, but it's good to look over something like this and think, all right, well, maybe I could do this a little bit better. Or maybe you just work with some people that are like horrible wild animals around you and you just want to like slide this article to them so that they can get an idea that they're embarrassing you. First on the list, which is hilarious because this is probably my worst one, is getting too personal. And I do think it's a very case by case because I think it depends on the person. I think it depends on the type of business that you're running. Like I do get personal with my guests. I know a lot about them. They know a lot about me, but it's not, I still know where to draw a line. Like I'm okay with them knowing things about me, but they don't know like everything. They don't know every single thing that I'm doing.
Is there a line?
Believe it or not, there is. I mean, you can imagine
I
where
work
that
with you.
is.
I know there is.
But then, my level of how personal I get would be like way too far for somebody like Thad.
Oh
who
yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't get that personal because that's the kind of brand that he has established with his guests. So it's just something to think about, to watch yourself. Like, yes, they care, but like kind of, they don't really care that much about.
I think that's the important part, is to make sure that you're not like, they're coming there to relax. Obviously you want to get to know your guest, but it shouldn't be about the stylist, and then there are cases where it is, like where you might have a guest sitting there and they don't really want to talk much, or they want to get out of their own life and their own world. And I think there's things you can share. But for me, I'm not the person that gets really personal with guests. I kind of have like the few things that I ask them. Like, you're only with them. I'm really only with them for an hour and a half. Like, it's very rare that I'm with them longer than that. So I have like standard things that I ask that I think are just, finding out things that are going on in their life or whatever, just normal conversation. And then that's as far as it goes. Like, I don't try to get too personal.
Like, as soon as they sit down, you should always start with, who did you vote for? Just kidding.
So yeah, I think that's a good one.
Well, me and Drea were talking about it earlier, and she brought up a good point that it's a matter of, like you said, being relaxed and not oversharing like the hard times in your life and drama.
Yeah, exactly.
You want that like social media filter on like, my life is great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only going to put out the good shit.
Because like you do have those guests who want to know more about you, and they do pry into your personal life, and they feel that they want to be connected to you, and they overshare information with you. And it's that balance of not necessarily oversharing everything. Like, it's not a therapy session.
Right.
So
Well, I think that it's just an extension of what our job is to identify what each and every person needs and cater to that for that person. There's going to be that person that doesn't want to talk to me, so I don't talk to them. There aren't many of them.
there's not.
I was gonna say
There are not many, but they do exist.
I just choose to let my clients get entertained by Brian's stories.
It's actually really funny
It's
when
true.
there is somebody that Brian does not want to talk to.
Not for me, it's not.
It's really entertaining for the rest of us when that happens.
I get it.
But that's kind of the cool thing about like creating a salon environment that works. Like having, why I think our salon works is because everybody's kind of a puzzle piece that goes together. Like our clients are entertained by what Brian is talking about, but if we had 9 Brians,
I wouldn't work here.
exactly, because they would butt heads with each other constantly.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a place you got to find that fit and make sure that your stylists kind of all have their own area where they fit in as a team. Yeah. So
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is wavering on your prices. That's something that I have also been guilty of in the past, and I've worked this year on correcting, and I'm very happy that I have, because I've seen what happens when you cut that shit out.
yeah.
But we're talking about looking professional, and if you're sitting there and their prices aren't always the same because you can't keep track of what you're charging today versus the last time, or they're talking you down, or you want to be consistent. Like if somebody's going to go to, I don't know, some fancy ass clothes place on Rodeo Drive, they're going to pay the same time same thing every time they go there, and your services should be treated the same way. Obviously, I'm not talking about raises and stuff like that. I'm just talking about a haircut should be what a haircut is for you and your cost.
Yeah.
Because it's a business what we're doing.
Well, a lot of people don't. Everybody takes it one guest at a time, and they have to realize that guest could be referring somebody that now comes, and now all of a sudden they're paying. Like they say, I go to Brian and he's $60, and then when the new guest comes in, and now Brian's $80 or whatever it is,
Right.
and you haven't been consistent with your pricing, then you're going to lose in the long run, because when that new guest comes in, they're going to be frustrated that they weren't expecting to pay a certain amount or whatever. So I think, we have systems for how people are charged in the salon, and we are always, like, even on our last meeting that we had together, we're going over it and adjusting it to fit what's best for the guest and what's best for you guys, right? So that's what I would say. If you feel like your pricing is inconsistent, then get together as a team and kind of go over, well, what could make it better, and and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
cool.
The next one, being late. I hate this so much when people are late for anything, ever. So I agree with this being something that is a problem.
Oh my gosh, this is definitely a pet peeve for me. Like, to the point that like I'll actually reschedule people, like if they're more than like 15 minutes late, because I get so stressed out that I'm going to be late for the next person. Now, granted, if there's nobody behind
We're talking
them,
about you.
That could never work in a
well,
restaurant.
well, no, like
ever.
I always try to be. I'm sorry, the way that you read it, I thought you were talking about like when people were late.
Oh, well, I mean that sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
it kind of ties in to the same, because like if one person's late, then you're late for the next person and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I try to make sure that I'm here on time and that I'm not running late. Like I don't stop.
Right.
I don't stop a haircut and start talking to somebody.
right. It's I mean I do, but it's about being respectful of other people's time is what it
Exactly.
comes down to. Like professionalism. If you look like you just don't care about someone else's time, like
Yeah.
it's so shitty. You just look like a turd.
But yeah, and
Accidents happen. I get it. I was 2 hours late for work one day because there was a horrible accident, but that was the first time in 5 years that I was crazy late for work like
that's
that.
also why it's important to always be on time, is so that way when something like that does happen, it's not like, oh, it's just Brian being Brian.
Right. There are enough things that is said for. Being late is not one of them. Matt, do you want to chime in on this one?
Well, I'm a late person, so
That's right.
Yeah, I can't say anything because I'm always trying to I'm guilty of saying yes to pretty much anything when they come in, even if it's like 15, 20, 30 minutes late, and still trying to make them happy. And then I end up pissing somebody off afterwards because then I'm late for the next appointment. But it's like, oh, well, here, I'll do some extras for you. And then I'm just like compounding it. But
I think
Again.
I think as a late person, I can say that I think when you're a late person, you're trying to fit in as much stuff, and this isn't every late person, but the only thing I can speak of is for myself. I think you're trying to, even in the salon, if somebody's late, there's things that you can adjust throughout your day to fit in. Like if one of my guests is 15, 20 minutes late, that doesn't ruin my day. I just adjust how much conversation I have with the next person. It's the reality of life that timing's not going to work out perfect, and I'd rather get that guest in because I do this job to make a good paycheck and to work hard. So that's my different outlook on it is I get that people are late because I am a late person, but I think there's always time where you can fit, because now I don't do that person. Now I just sit there and wait for the next person so that person, like, I just feel like there's always time when you assess your day. Like if you took notes throughout your day of what you did, I think there's always time that you could have fit something in. Now, that might be how I work, and then that's why sometimes you try to fit too much stuff in and then you end up late, or whatever it is. So I agree with you. Being late isn't a good thing. But I also think from a guest standpoint or running late in the salon, I think there's so many different things that you can do to correct that throughout your day to make it work.
I got the impression from this that it's more just like showing up to work late.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the whole running a couple minutes late with a client, I think is...
Yeah, but some people don't run a
happens.
couple minutes late. Like, they run really late with their clients. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever been around somebody...
It was probably me.
No, you don't run... I mean, do you run late with your clients? I don't really see that.
No.
But
The last one of the day I do, because that's where I go slow. I wind down.
But I mean, I see, like, it's just, I don't know. I think this is one of those things
It's
where...
case by case.
It's a case by case.
Just try to not be late.
Yeah.
Period. It looks
Yeah.
unprofessional.
Yeah.
And then, no, it's not finally. Next, talking smack. This was something that I think I agree with. I appreciate, because I had it beaten into my head by my beauty school teachers that it just looks super shitty on your part to talk about other stylists. And so that's something that I always tried. Like whenever somebody was coming to me, I've had a couple people, like it was their first time coming into me and they want to, talk smack about their old stylist that might be from a local salon. They might not. And I want to make sure that I establish right there that that's not how this is going to go. I'm like, okay, so maybe you didn't love the haircut, or okay, like what can we do to make sure that you stay happy here? Try to, don't call them out, but just don't play the game. Just circumvent, figure out what the problem is.
Redirect to what they weren't happy with versus who they weren't happy with.
Right. This is what you want to fix. Cool. I can fix it. This is how I'm going to do it. You're going to love it.
Yes.
Absolutely. And besides that, you're spending anywhere from like 20, maybe 60 hours a week with people. So you kind of want to have a good working relationship and not sit there talking smack about their work.
Right.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Unruly branding. I had to read this one over a couple times to see what they were talking about. This one's basically about just figuring out what your brand, your look, your logo, your everything is going to be, and like really putting some thought and some effort and some artistic decisions into it overall as your brand, and just sticking with it. Because if you change it constantly, then it's not a brand. Then it's just, your mood. You want it to be your guests to recognize your work when they're scrolling through social media without even needing to see who posted it, because you've got to look to what you do and you do it well. And that's what you are choosing to make yourself known for.
Yep.
If you're not there yet, keep working on it. You'll get there. You'll have your brand.
And that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people, even if you work for a salon, you still are your own brand in a way. And I think when you look at Brian's Instagram, you see a certain look to it. Danielle's working on it. Drea's got her look. Thad's,
I definitely have my own look. We'll just leave it at that.
But and that's the thing. We've been talking about it because you never really branded any of your stuff, any of your work on the photos, which was kind of fine too. Because Christina and I had a conversation about, you don't have to. It's not necessarily, but even when we look at what pictures are we putting on the Salon Gratitude Instagram, we want that to have its own look. So that's its own brand. You guys are your own brand. We don't want it to be the same as everybody else, right? So Thad does have his own thing, but you got to fine tune it constantly. And that's where we're working with Free Salon Education or Salon Gratitude, or you guys are doing your thing. You should be constantly figuring out what your look is and keep adapting it to whatever social platform or whatever you're doing it on, I think. Because people, a lot of times they stick to one thing and they just keep doing it. Like even when I look at Guy Tang's social media, which he's one of the biggest there is, but to me, it starts to get a little repetitive in a way. So not that it's branded. You definitely know a Guy Tang look, but then you got to keep refreshing it to make sure that it stays current and fresh and all of that as well.
I think a good example of that would be Phil Does Hair.
Yeah.
I mean, his stuff he's not posting the same stuff that he posted
Never,
a couple years ago when we first found him out, but he still has his look, like those bright, bold ass colors that are just so like perfectly placed in the shape. He was the one that posted the one with the foils in the head earlier, and I loved it. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think shifts in growth are necessarily a bad thing, because you don't want to be repetitive. You don't want to have the same thing from 1960s now. So
Right.
cool.
I do.
And then finally, this is definitely something I have wrestled with in my career, is never saying no. As creative people, we want to make everybody happy. We want to, especially when you're starting out, you might have a little extra time in your day behind the chair, so you just get used to saying yes all the time. And eventually, and look, I get that. I see the value in that. I understand all the visionary talks that you're going to get where they tell you, like, saying yes is how you get ahead. Yes, it is. You should always say yes. You should always do things. But when it comes to what we do, when we do it, how we do it, what amount of money you do it for, never saying no will train everybody that they know that you will always say yes.
Right.
And when that comes to the paying client, eventually you will start to get taken advantage of and your work will start to suffer. So learning how to understand that this is a job. There are times that you do this job. There are times that you do not do this job. And respecting that, obviously, that is not like a hard line in the sand that like can never be crossed, but just understanding that you are a professional and that this is, I'm not going to just do a haircut on the sidewalk on my day off on vacation because like I've known you for 5 years and you asked me to do it.
Yeah.
Like I do what I do where I do it for a reason.
We'll also like learn how to not only to say no, but have a reason to back it up. Like your client just says that they broke up with a significant other and they want to do a drastic hair change and it's going to remove like a lot of length. Say no. Let's talk about this in like 6 weeks.
Oh my God, Andrea. I still never forget that girl.
Wait, what happened?
Wait, did that actually happen here?
Yeah. So shortly after I started working at the salon, I had a new guest in the chair, and she seemed really excited about cutting all her hair off into a pixie. And it was one of those things I should have known better, because she was super excited. She was super confident. She had pictures. She's like, this is what I want. This is what's happening.
How long was her hair?
Halfway down her back.
Oh my God, it was so
To a
long.
pixie.
I don't think she wanted quite a pixie though.
I think it was more of like
it was like
that
asymmetrical.
it was
kind
the,
of, right?
the asymmetrical short bob, like
Right, but her
Yeah.
hair was longer than Drea's, like
Yeah.
or as long as a little longer. It was a little
So-
longer than Drea's.
But it was funny because Christina was at the salon that day, and after I shampooed
I was
her,
excited.
we
She
were-
sold me too. She
like
was
she
ready.
was so ready. She was so ready. So as I'm cutting her hair off,
She goes back to she
She
goes
starts-
takes it to the shampoo bowl. She comes out, all set up, starts snipping away, and then
oh my God! So she lost her job the week before. Her boyfriend of 6 years had been cheating on her.
and she was ready for a change. Andrea,
And then she goes, I decided this morning that I was going to do this. And
I turned around.
sucks.
I was at the color bar. I thought you were there, Thad.
I don't remember
Oh
this
my
at all.
God.
And
Like,
I
it was
looked at
literally
Andrea
every-
and I was like, oh,
every
there's
life-shattering
no turning
moment
back now.
that could have happened to this girl happened to her. And I had already started the haircut, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I just know that I've
This is
said
gonna be
no. Like
great.
if somebody has like,
This is
gonna
going
be-
to be great for you.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is fantastic.
Change is coming, girl.
Change is good. New you, new life. Let's go.
yeah, I just know that I've told people no who are like, I think I want to do a bang. I'm like, if you think you want to do like a straight across bang, you're not ready for a straight
Right.
across bang.
That's what I say to my mom all the time.
But she was
if you have box color in your hair, you're not ready to go blonde. Like,
Yeah, she was so confident.
You like telling people no, don't you? I'm getting that from you.
I don't actually like telling people no, but
I'm getting that from you.
Dad
tonight.
loves.
Nope, I'm not doing your hair. I'm not giving you what you want.
I
You
prefer
might
to
say that's me. I think we've found out otherwise.
I prefer to say no than to be on the opposite side of the spectrum and be like, yeah, let's do it, and then find out.
He absolutely does. And like we kind of talked about this on last week's show, but I was standing right next to him and I'm cutting my client's hair and his client walks in and she was late, right?
Yeah, she was like 20, 25 minutes late.
And that came over
and he
she was
goes,
only in for highlights, and I was there with Madison when she had booked the appointment, and she's like, well, there's really only time for highlights, but depending on your hair, you might be able to get a haircut if you're here at 3:30.
Yeah. She showed up at like 4, right?
Yeah.
3:33.
Yeah, it was only 3 minutes late.
And she walks in and Thad had no shame. Thad's like, nope.
Well,
And then she was like, what? Like she got really like frustrated about it.
Well,
And then Thad like, he smoothed it out because he's
he's
a suave.
he's a suave talker.
Well, now here's a little bit of backstory.
Okay.
She used to be a personal trainer, and one of our past conversations was how annoyed she would be if people were late,
Right.
and how like infuriating it is when people are
But
late.
did you think, and I'm just asking because I don't know, but did you think that maybe this was like she did not want this to happen? And like, was it something, because it's not like she's late, right? Was she late before?
She's no-showed me on her last appointment.
Okay. So you're
So-
just over
She's
it.
a repeat offender.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she
yeah.
was no-call,
All right.
no-show last time, and then like,
We need a repeat offender T-shirt, I think.
and then on
We
top of
do.
it,
Yeah.
Give
That's
him
a
that.
Just
This is
say
your-
no. That
yeah. And then on top of it, the person behind her had been like comes in every 3 weeks and has been coming to me for the past like 4 or 5 years. So I'm just like, okay, like I'm about to like run late into somebody else's appointment who shows up and has been coming to me and comes to me every 3 weeks.
Okay.
So
I'm with you, Thad. I mean, I didn't stop you.
I know you did.
I was watching.
Yeah.
I was just like,
and
whoa.
at the end of the day, everybody was happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, except the girl that didn't get her hair done.
no,
she did.
Yeah, no. We worked her. We figured out how.
He said,
her to get-
you're half an hour late. You don't
Yeah.
get what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what you get.
You get what
and
you
don't
get.
get upset.
And you don't get upset.
Yeah. Here's a
All right.
foil. That's all I have time for.
Now we'll find out
Get
what
what I
happens
give you.
next appointment.
Oh. All right.
That's it.
Somebody said that would be an awesome shirt. I agree.
Which one?
Just say
Just say no.
Just saying.
No.
Hashtag fat
With
ball
that,
eyes.
yeah.
Yes.
And then like 2 repeat offenders.
Yeah. All right. Those are the next shirts going up. All right. So, what are we doing now?
I don't know.
Oh, we have the article. Danielle's got one. All right.
Just show up.
Okay, well, this is about.
Okay. One more news thing.
Okay, well, this is about the shocking way that a hairdresser can damage their body. So basically, bad posture and how the muscles retain that memory. And yes, sit up.
I know. I noticed.
Every single one of us just said
I noticed in the last show I was
shook
like
us behind.
this the whole time, which I just was again, and I told myself,
It's the stools.
you gotta sit up. What, we want it back on it?
Yeah.
Minerva.
Minerva, we're ruining our backs here. Okay.
Well, with this article, it was a viral picture that had about like 22,000 shares, all of that, and showed this woman that it just looked like somebody had just raked their nails across the back of her back.
Yeah.
And so she's really bruised, and the procedure itself, it just helps to relieve a lot of the inflammation and
That ain't
the
really
It
overexertion.
looks like
Anything.
it causes it.
That's a
Well,
picture.
repetitive motion. So constant standing, whether you're sitting, standing.
Wait, what am I looking at?
So you're looking at a hairdresser that has had back problems, muscle problems, and this is actually after a spa treatment.
Yeah, this
with
is-
this Dr. Hatish.
After a treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind
That-
of like that
I
cup
can't really
stuff,
talk,
but
yeah,
not
yeah.
using cups.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can't really talk because I'll do the cupping. So
Yeah, and they leave those, so it's drawing the blood up, I'm assuming, which helps heal, like healing process, like anything, like
Exactly,
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
it was saying in the article how it's
She has a
kind
good
of
back.
reddish and purple because of the inflammation that's in the muscle.
Okay.
So it's healing that. It's bringing out what's actually really messed up in her. So if it was bruising, it would be purple and blue.
What is the treatment? Like what caused that?
So just like Christina said, it's kind of like cupping, where because you're kneading out
Oh, okay.
a lot
Yeah,
of
I
that
was gonna say
muscle.
it looks like she got like slapped with like a bamboo stick or something like that.
Okay, no caning.
Yeah, like it
No,
looks
it's
like
not the Philippines. No.
No,
like,
I
it looks
actually
horrible.
I knew a massage therapist who used bamboo sticks in massage as this therapy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a thing.
I wouldn't go for that. No. But what I have tried is acupuncture. That I do love because I'm a big woman. I do not like massages. I don't really like to be touched.
I'm the
'Cause
same.
It's like, it just feels like somebody's kneading
shocked.
dough and moving my fat around. Like, no, don't touch me. Stick needles in me. That's fine. But there's a lot of other things. Like I was reading about other traditional Chinese medicine. So one of the really interesting ones was acupuncture sensory deprivation tanks or float tanks, because it releases a lot of the happy endorphins. Dopamine.
Is the float tank the salt thing we were talking
Yeah.
about?
Yes.
Okay. That
So-
Thad did.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm gonna
That
get in the
did.
one next to you.
What is it?
A float tank. So you're floating in just a couple of inches of body temperature water. You're in a tank, totally no sound, no light, no nothing. So you calm down as soon as you go in there. So they're saying that they're treating a lot of people for like fibromyalgia, back pain, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've had
And-
guests say that they've done it.
I should
I know.
do
I
it.
want to
should do
try
that.
it so bad.
I recommend it. Like they pump like 800 pounds worth of Epsom salt through like the tubs,
Yeah.
so it's like
It's like
floating in the Dead Sea.
detoxifying.
So it's
Yeah.
like 11. How to get into the upside down.
Exactly.
I'm into it.
Exactly. Actually, yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what they did.
I know. That's why I said it.
It was a good analogy. I wasn't listening
How
to
are
you at
you
first.
floating? Like you're floating
the
the whole
salt.
time?
Well,
There's so
salt.
much
There's
salt.
so much salt in the water, it just suspends
Oh,
you.
I was
so
like,
you're-
I don't know if my abs can help me.
You're buoyant. You're buoyant. You're good.
My abs can't even
I don't even
help
know
me
if I
sit
have abs
straight.
anymore.
Well, then the other one that I would definitely be interested in is postural restoration. So it's just a bunch of different things that you can do, like, say like a 90-90 Hemi Bridge.
What?
What?
I didn't understand anything you said.
A 90-90 Hemi Bridge, bro.
a Hemi
Yeah.
goes into a ram.
Why don't you
I
show
have
What
a
the
us?
heck are
Hemi
you talking about?
in my
Yeah,
Durango.
exactly.
Just saying.
Okay.
You put a Hemi in your
you're
truck,
just,
not a you.
it's just laying on the ground or leaning against the
Thad,
wall.
why don't you perform
Oh,
this?
working
I
on your
bridge.
core.
I was gonna
Oh.
say.
Oh, like cheerleaders
Why don't you
do.
describe
Got
it?
it.
Why don't
A
you,
bridge.
Danielle, describe it and Thad will do it right.
Tell
Take it to
Thad
the
what to do.
bridge.
Right in front
Oh
of
my
the
Do it.
the beer pong
What
thing.
is it? Is it like
Just so
this?
that everybody gets a visual.
Yes, do the
Okay,
90 Hemi
so-
bridge,
Okay,
please.
walk over there, Thad.
Upside down, right?
No.
So he.
Okay, so you're going to lay down flat on your back.
Okay.
Yeah, on your back.
Oh, scoot up.
That's not your back.
I'm not that flexible.
What?
I'm not flexible.
He's,
He's gonna hurt his knees.
You're not going to hurt yourself.
he just
Oh no,
gave
I,
up.
just kidding.
It's not a
I had to arch,
contortion.
right?
He just
A
gave
little
up.
bit.
Yeah, no, that.
Okay,
that
that's fine.
doesn't-
Okay,
And once
fine.
again, Thad says
And
no.
he wussed out. Okay.
Brian, you do it.
All right.
He is flexible.
All right, do
I'm
it.
Not what? Right here.
Yeah. No, well, not on the table.
I'll make it work. All right. What is it?
I don't
Okay,
know.
well, find somewhere
Let's
to lay
move-
down on your back.
Move that thing out of the way, Thad, so Brian can get down there. Because they can see you right in front of that or right in front of the beer pong thing. Right in that
This is
pile
fun.
of
I
hair.
like this.
You could just
I
kick
love
that.
this.
Especially that I don't have to do it.
I know. So you just get to describe it. It's like the peanut butter jelly sandwich thing.
right
here.
Yeah. Show me a picture.
This is
Oh my God, I was listening about that this morning, peanut butter jelly thing.
The sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you tell somebody how to make one
Where you have to do the
and they're
peanut butter
blindfold.
on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a good one. So Brian is studying.
Because he doesn't trust my descriptive
you have to hold
powers.
a ball between your knees.
No,
or
you can
something.
do it without the ball.
Oh,
So
okay.
lay down.
There's a
Hey,
basketball.
I was like,
over
there's a
read the article?
basketball.
Who read the article?
Brian's a real team player here.
Okay, so you lay down flat on your back.
Okay,
yes,
we
you
can
have
see him.
your knees.
Thad, move that tray a little bit.
Wait, look. It's half of them.
That's
Just go
great.
under the table.
Okay, there we go.
Can you do it on
Perfect.
on the free pong table?
Okay.
Okay, now put your arms on either side of your hips. So arms straight.
Okay.
And now you are just lifting your hips.
Oh.
I know, it's so easy. Now you can do
Oh.
that with a ball, either between the knees, or you can actually put your butt down. That's okay. It's good.
This
core.
is
Good core.
showing with your knee, like your legs laying flat, and then your feet would go against a wall.
That's another one of the exercises.
Oh,
there's,
okay.
there's a couple.
Okay.
I should be doing
Yeah. Everybody should.
this.
So
Woman,
the point of the
I am.
pastoral restoration is that you're concentrating on your respiration, your biomechanics, and neurology. So any of those blocked muscles, basically, and you're reawakening them. So your body gets used to being in one position.
You're done.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
you're done. Great job, Brian.
But you at least got to relax.
See, I was totally picturing the bridge from like yoga where you're like put your hands behind your head and like
Oh,
push
God,
yourself
no.
up. I'm like, I can't do
no,
that.
no.
I know.
See?
That's why I know what that exercise
I was gonna say, that's
why
really
I've
good
got
for your
such
butt.
a nice ass now.
Hayden. Thad.
And I
Whoa.
missed
Oh, you just worked his nerve.
I want you to go home and I want you to watch Yes Man. And then tomorrow, that's going to be your life. You say no and you miss out on opportunities in life.
You could have laid down.
all you had to do is say like the hip thrust exercise.
Okay.
That's what it's called in the gym.
All right, cool. So,
It's all good.
is that it for that? So just
Yeah.
Treat
start
your
taking
body
care
better.
of yourself. That's my 2018. I'm definitely I got a lot of work to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're all going to sit up straight.
Yep. By episode 100,
Jesus Christ. That's so long.
I'm going to be
no, it's not. It's 4 episods a month.
that's 2 years.
Oh,
That is 2
it
years.
takes a while.
By episode
With all the
50,
drinking and eating in between the working out.
by episode 50 of this year.
We're gonna have stools.
I'll be like-
We're going to be
with,
doing the show laying on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing ass
Thrusting our
raises.
hips.
No. We're gonna have stools with the exercise balls, and you're guys gonna be sitting on top of the exercise.
Dad,
balls.
I would
We'll
like
basically
you
do like
to
a Jane
try to
Fonda
not say
workout.
no anymore this podcast.
No.
We'll all
Yeah.
be kneeling on medicine balls, like those. They're not medicine balls. Those big workout balls.
We're gonna
we'll
get-
be kneeling on them doing the podcast.
We're going to
Headstands
get rid
on.
of cutting stools and we're
Yes.
going to do them on the balls now.
Okay.
I said
So now we get to the fun stuff. We have some Q&A, so we have some questions
That was
from
fun.
some people. While Christina pulls that up, though, I want to talk about the new merch
Yeah.
that we have. So you guys are wearing the T-shirts. These are Splitting Hairs T-shirts. So if you
told
guys,
us we had to.
I didn't.
I'm just
I
kidding.
actually didn't.
Christina did.
They got plopped down in front of us. It was a suggestion.
Christina did. This is the hoodie. So the hoodie's
I'll
cool.
try it on.
Yeah, you should. It's gonna be big on you,
That's how hoodies are supposed to be.
but you can tell everybody how soft it is because it's American Apparel.
I would like.
Oh.
Super
Yeah,
soft.
whatever happened to them
Flesh.
going away? It was like such a big deal that they were shutting down last year, and they're back.
You want to fix the mugs? I know. Don't buy a mug, anybody. We gotta
Unless-
fix it till we get it
Don't
so
buy a
it's
mug
here.
until we, yeah.
Buy a mug now,
Right now it's here.
Did, though.
and it'd be
I
like
know.
super special edition mug.
There
These are
should
limited
be.
edition.
So soft.
It's soft, right?
It should
Oh my
be
God.
this side and this side.
Yeah, it should. Should be on both.
And it
Can you wear it properly?
all right. So this will be
What do
like
you mean?
dress up Brian Day. Okay, so
Zip
here
it
we
up.
go. We got.
Zipped up. No,
Oh wait,
solid.
so we have a hat. Chris. Wow, that's a bad shot right there. A hat.
Oh wait, you moved it.
It's a hat. Look at this hair. Ooh,
Sexy.
yeah.
Is that a beanie?
Beanie.
I'll take
Yes.
Dibs.
No.
that. That's not fitting on your
I
head.
already
Yes,
called
it
dibs.
is.
I just said dibs.
It's one size fits all.
It's mine.
Wait, let
This
me
is-
test
It's
that.
actually Christina's.
Oh.
So she'll
Dad, you
tackle
can
you.
have it.
Oh, I get it.
How do you get everything?
Yeah, Thad, you need to
I
replace
got on the
that.
ground
I was
for
gonna say,
you
Christina-
guys.
Christina
No,
just
Thad
said-
can have it. I'm giving it to Thad.
Okay.
Here, let's get a shot. That actually.
Oh, I do like that a lot.
Ow, shit! It's
Okay, take it.
caught in my hair.
Take it off because I gotta give it. I gotta change Thad's hoodie or thing. His thing.
What?
It's that mustache.
Okay, and this one.
This could be you.
Is this a sleeping bag?
Hell, what?
It's a snuggie.
I was gonna say it's a onesie.
This is gonna
blankie?
be no.
Oh,
I don't want to spill any.
Yeah, watch the mugs.
I'll put that.
Oh,
on.
all the cameras. All the cameras
Oh.
went.
Here we go. Oh, Thad.
pillows.
Oh no. Wait till we see this.
Those aren't pillows.
That's not a pillow.
No.
Is it satin?
It's actually very soft.
Can I sleep on it? Right now.
Oh.
I could have used this in my hip bridge.
Yeah, just lay down.
Well, then you wouldn't engage
This
in
is
more.
really
See the
cool.
comment.
You can't see the comments still.
No.
They're at the
Flip
bottom.
it
Maybe
the
if
other
you
way.
scroll up,
Show the other.
or are you on the wrong? Are you seeing the show live though?
Yeah.
I don't know. they should be on there.
This
Maybe-
is really cool.
Maybe just refresh it or something.
I've been.
Maybe you need to be on the YouTube app.
Did you guys open up like another set of those? Because that was pretty gutsy.
Here, bring it over here.
I'll.
That's okay.
Okay. So there we go. So pillows, hats, sweatshirts,
Oh, that's nice.
hoodies, all kinds of stuff.
And just for the record, I have a gigantic head, and this thing fits me. So I guess it is one size fits all.
Thanks for stretching my hat out.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we are going to spin the wheel because we have a T-shirt to give away. It's going to be the T-shirt's going to be beer pong, and then we have the wheel back here with all the prizes. So let's do Q&A first, then we'll get into giving away some prizes to somebody that's watching live. So make sure you're watching live. Okay.
So did you want me just to pick any questions, or do you want to do all of these questions?
How many are there?
You gave me 2, and there's 7 on your under your Instagram picture.
Okay. We probably can't do all of those, but
Okay. Let's do the smoking barber.
okay.
Aw.
Hey Matt, what keeps you motivated to keep doing so many videos and podcasts and all?
Well, it's my job now, so it's
Money.
like money. No, it's
Ego.
ego and money. It's
I'm just
He's like a rapper.
I got pillows. So
I've always wanted my logo on a pillow.
personally, I really like creating videos. It's like something that we were just watching. I was watching some old videos the other night of like when I played music when I was a kid, and we would make CDs, and just I've always done things like that. So it just makes sense to me that I became a hairdresser, but then figured out how to make a hairdresser kind of that same kind of thing. I love teaching, but more importantly, I like teaching. I like figuring out how to teach something in a video. Like it's just kind of, to me, the simplest way to figure it out and do that on video. And I'm very fascinated with the internet and how video works, and just, and it's turned out to be a really great thing. So it keeps me motivated because it's always different. The podcast, I'm so glad that we're doing this again, because it's one of those things where
I like it a lot.
the podcast isn't the biggest thing that people watch. It's, we'll have a few thousand people, maybe 5,000 people watch this week, which is a lot of people. But when you look at a video, we'll have 5,000 people watch it within a day. But for me, this is like the core hairdresser thing. Like this is where if somebody's listened to it, they're probably a hairdresser. And to me, that's like the coolest thing there is. So I like doing this. I like the radio aspect of it. I like connecting with the team because we're not always together, even though we're in the same building. It's just cool to talk about hair. That was kind of the whole point of starting this in the first place.
Right.
And I think we have a unique podcast that is, there's a few hair podcasts out there that is nothing like this, So I like producing it. I could spend all day, which I do, setting this up to be live at night. So motivation comes from, it's just what I want, and I don't think you can create motivation. So it's either something that you want or you don't want it, right?
Absolutely.
So
I concur.
I love making videos. So that's how I'm motivated. Okay.
All right. How about J Hair Lab? Hey Matt, have you found paid Facebook and Instagram ads to be effective? If so, do you set your own target audience, or do you let them do it? Also, how do you feel about these services that get you Instagram followers? Effective or not?
So I'd like to hear if you guys have done any of this. I only believe in paid. I don't believe in paid ads for things like this, for free salon education, because I feel like if it's good content, then people will share it, people will like it. You don't have to pay for it. Now, on the salon standpoint, I like paying for ads because we live in a 1 mile radius. Like our town is 1 mile, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 2,500 people. I can pay very little money. I can pay $2,500. I can circle our town, maybe a couple surrounding towns, pay $5 to $20 for the week and reach every single person in our town. And I think that's very valuable and very cheap. So when you look at, like, I talk about this in a lot of the different programs that I do, but if you think about what we used to have to do, I don't know if that makes sense.
That was right.
10 years ago, we'd have to go door to door handing out business cards. Nowadays,
Thad was so good at that.
but you would spend all day and you would reach 50 people, right? 50 people, and maybe one person, probably not, would come in, right? Depending on the person that you were. Mm-hmm. I was a person that would walk into a business to give somebody a card, and I'd be very awkward, and it was just so kind of a weird thing, right?
See, I just got distracted by the stuff in the store, and I'm like, oh, maybe I need that.
And you probably got more customers from it, because I would have to go to every store, become a customer of that store, get to know the store owner before they were going to finally maybe come in and start giving their business to me. Now on social media, we have the opportunity to target people that live very close to us with the work that we love, the best work that we do, and push it right out there and put it right in front of their face. Then if it's good content, like, people need to make sure that they don't put crap out there. Like, don't put out stupid ads and discounts and all that. Put out good work and pay for that. And then when people see good work, they want to know where it came from. They find out where it came from. They start researching you. They find out you're in their town, and then they come to you. So that to me is a win-win. So that's the way to do it, I think.
Truth.
All right.
Next question for Matt.
We have a question. Which brand of comb do you recommend for scissor over comb? Anyone can answer.
Anybody?
I only use YS Park combs.
Like, which one do you like?
I think
the barbering comb.
I don't know the numbers
the
of
handle.
any of them.
I was gonna say, I think mine, the 337, is that the small one?
It's smaller, wider teeth.
Yeah, I just like white teeth.
335.
335
is
Yeah.
long.
What's the number for the one with the handle on it?
See, I like the one that goes from the.
Okay.
We're really good at remembering.
We got to work on these
Well,
numbers.
which one? Describe it. I could probably tell you. Which.
I like
I was
my
gonna-
gray one, has wide teeth.
Is it the orange one, like the clear orange one, like that one?
Oh yeah, the clear orange one. I do really
334.
one.
That's a 334, and then the
then-
332 maybe.
And then I do like
Shorter
the
with the bigger, maybe
wide
not-
teeth.
Wide teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I like their barbering comb because it's super flexible and it gets really close.
Is that the one that I have, the yellow where the teeth get super tiny
Yes. Yep.
at the one
Yeah.
end? I like that
That's the
for
That's a
scissor over
3-4.
combing.
234.
Yeah.
But we have a 234 and a 254, both. So the 234 is the way you're describing, but the 254 is a little bit longer, but the same shape.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have that. You should get that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like
those are good.
The reason I like that is because I know that you use wide teeth for scissor over comb and all that stuff. But whenever I have like really tight fades, I like to use those itty bitty teeny tiny teeth to do just like any tiny little ridge in super short fades that, like, I don't know, they had a wrinkle on their head that it just like didn't quite hit right with the clippers. So
The
I can kind of get in there and just
209 is very popular. I'm just like, I
Yeah.
think from barber that do go to the shop and buy. I think the 209 is pretty popular
209
too.
has the handle.
Yep,
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be the one that I was talking about.
I'm so comfortable right now. Can I
So-
just say? I get this.
You look like you're
Look
like
good.
having a snow day.
And you know what? It's a degree outside, so I
Yeah.
kind of am. I get why this is a thing. This was
Um,
never my
So
dream.
the first
but I get
question
it
we
now.
did
Right,
get
that's
was
my life.
Violet Firehawk. Any advice for someone who got
Sweet.
their license a few years ago and has been doing makeup but wants to go back to doing hair? I feel like I waited too long. I never really worked in a salon, and I'd like to start as an assistant.
First up, let me just say
Okay.
Wisconsin Donna is back.
No
Oh hey.
Awesome.
Yeah. She said 334 all the way. So
Okay. I'm into
Okay.
it. Danielle, meet Wisconsin Donna.
okay, anybody?
Oh, I
She's
was gonna
OG.
say my recommendation
Is
is
there a question?
yes.
All right.
Pay attention.
Drea's got it.
I thought he was just
Oh,
going down what they were
no.
going to do. I was gonna
No,
assist.
Christina.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say make sure you find a salon that you check out their work, look at their Instagram, see what they're doing, and then see if that's a salon that you want to be part of. And then once you decide to find that salon, follow every single one of those hairdressers, and just when you're not doing, like when you're not assisting, like shampooing or cleaning up or anything, just hang out behind those people and watch
I
them.
thought you were saying follow, like as soon as you find the place you want to work, follow everyone that works there on social media. Learn where they hang out.
Well, there's a lot of
Follow them
videos
home
on
at
social
night.
media
Babysit
too,
their
and
kids.
I would have to say like she can start there. She is licensed, and no, she did not wait too long. I don't think
Absolutely not.
Oh, there is no too long.
there's
You're
no
good.
too long
Yeah.
ever.
But yeah, there's constantly things to do to get ready for going back behind the chair.
Yeah,
Free salon education is one of them.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure if you're starting as an assistant somewhere that you're learning.
Yeah.
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 It's not just you won't be just sweeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we have an Olaplex question. Do you want to hear that or no?
Cool. Yeah.
When lifting a guest's hair shade 5 or lower with a bleach plus Olaplex, how do you find a good balance between time efficiency and a clean lift?
I just don't have that problem. Like, especially now that they've come out with the new ratio of how much Olaplex to use.
Yeah.
I think way too big of a damn deal has been made about the sacrificing time. It's not, like, I understand that time is money, but shitty hair destroys a paycheck. So
Right.
I'm sorry that you might need to take an extra 4 minutes to keep someone's hair from falling out. Quit bitching about it. Do what you got to do. Get the job done. Not this one particular person, everyone. Stop
Right.
complaining about the extra time that Olaplex takes. You're welcome for not wrecking people's hair.
I know. I
That's
wish I knew
from
about it
Dane.
So true.
sooner.
Whether to use Olaplex or not is not the time to say no.
And wait, so
Another T-shirt.
yeah. So, but that's like, okay, so Olaplex came out with new directions.
Yeah.
Check out the Olaplex app. We've been creating content for it so you can learn all kinds of new ways to use Olaplex, but they redid the way that the measurement. So Olaplex was the first one to ever come out, right?
Yeah.
It was the inventor of bond multiplying, right? So they came out with a certain mixture. Then other companies came out, copied what Olaplex did, and then decided, oh, we're going to mix less than Olaplex. And then Olaplex checked it out, said, you know what, you can mix less. So these companies were coming out saying, oh, we get way better results faster and we don't dilute color. And it was just because they were mixing less. And Olaplex wanted to keep the hair safe, so they came out with their directions in the beginning and then found out that it could be a little bit lighter on the mixture. So Olaplex it doesn't take any longer than any other bond multiplier out there, and it's the originator of it, and it is the one to go with. So right there, don't worry about it
'Cause it's-
taking longer.
Because I'm thinking, like, I'm putting myself in the shoes of, okay, I've got someone that's below level 5. You're talking about, you're about to bleach them. If you're staying low and only going a level or two, then you're fine. It's not going to take any longer. If you're talking about a scenario where you're looking to get up to that 8, 9, 10, you want to start looking at pastels, then don't even worry about how many times it should take you to bleach them to get them there. Be thankful that you have the Olaplex in the first place to keep the hair on their head.
Yeah.
Like, if
And
it
you're
takes
charging.
longer, there's a reason it takes longer, because it should take longer. If you can get someone from 5 to 10 in like a few minutes, then you ain't doing something right.
Yeah. And you charge for it, so make sure that your pricing structure
Right.
works. And then you don't have to worry about the timing, because I'm going
I got
back.
so heated about Olaplex. Sorry
You
about
did.
that.
I'm going back.
Jesus, you're welcome, Dean.
I'm going back to Guy Tang again, but Guy Tang, let's say, and not anymore, but back in the day, I think he was spending all day with one client, charging them a certain amount of money, right? So does it really matter if you do one client for $600 or you do six clients for $100?
Math.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It doesn't matter. It's all based on pricing. So
I
really,
was there to help.
yeah, thanks. Work on your pricing structure, and then you don't have to worry about taking that extra time. You'll book it out, and then you'll be able to charge what you need to charge to still make the same amount of money, but take care of your guest hair. That's the important part. People come home, like there's certain salons that want everything done in 15 minutes, right? They want everything done in 15 minutes. People get bad haircuts. I really want to create a video. I have this idea of creating a video where I do one haircut in 10 minutes, and then I do the same exact haircut and take an hour, right?
Can
and
I
just
be the
show
model
the
for the
difference.
hour?
Yeah, no. You can be the model for the 10 minutes. So, so
As long as they can handle it.
but that's the thing. Like it's all based on time and quality. So, the faster you go, the worse the quality. You try to rush highlighting hair, bringing up hair, lifting hair, you're going to get bad quality results. Same thing with a haircut. So you need to make sure your pricing makes sense with the time you want to take for the quality of the work that you want, and then you'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want more questions?
Let's do one more.
Make it a good one.
I think they're all good.
Good save. I think they're all amazing. I'm having a hard time.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Okay. Well, there's
She
two
actually
good
is
ones.
having a hard time.
I know. So I don't have a lot of experience with direct dyes, but when I do use them, I have a problem with them taking evenly. I make sure I saturate, etc. Is there something I can do to the hair prior to application so I get better results?
I thought this was a good question.
Good question.
They're all good questions.
They are, but
They
I
really are.
I liked this one because it was. I've had this problem before. Have you had this problem before?
All our hair turns out perfect. We never have any problems.
There's so many questions
I
on
was gonna say
YouTube
that
under
there's
the
a couple-
comments too. Like everyone.
I know there's so many
I
people.
know.
My
I
mind
know.
went in a couple
I'm
different
so happy
directions.
that they're all here.
I know.
Watching.
Hi, guys.
One, they could be using cream developer instead of clear developer. So if you're using cream, it's going to be a little bit thicker and not as easily smushed through the hair. So maybe doing that.
Well, they're talking about direct
Direct
dyes are
dyes.
like Inkworks and the Pop
Fashion
XG.
colors.
Yeah.
Right. So getting it to take evenly.
I was gonna say, I would say that starts more with making sure you have a clean slate and an even lift
Yeah.
prior to.
And porosity, probably.
Yeah, and porosity. Making sure the hair is completely dried beforehand. Sectioning.
Yeah, because they said in the question, like, they do check their saturation and all that stuff. So really, my brain automatically went to just making sure that the canvas is clean before you go into it. Because, if it's a matter of, like, the thing that I think I changed this year that was really big, that definitely helped me out when it comes to fantasy colors, was toning before coloring. Like, it helped me, and I think I could try that.
Okay.
Because unless you're not going to get every single hair to the exact same level of lightness. So if you just tone out any unwanted colors before you do fantasy colors, it'll just help give you a little bit more even of a springboard to jump into success.
Sweet. Do you have something, Daniel?
Well, I don't know if it's a factor for the person asking the question, but I've also noticed that some people will fold their foils with the color in it and then just really take the comb or whatever, crease it out, and then it's wiping off and making a line of demarcation sometimes. So I've noticed that with some people. Porosity is definitely another one. If it's not even. Toning, definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Good
So-
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know
You
how it
want one more
goes.
question?
Yeah.
It's about scissors, so I figure we kind of touched on everything.
Cool.
Matt, I need to purchase a good pair of shears for both wet and dry cuts. I'm assuming you would recommend the DB20s, question mark.
So I read this question earlier. So I like the DB20. We all use something different, right? So here's what I'm going to tell you. Every single scissor works for dry cutting. DB20 wouldn't be my recommendation for dry cutting because of the type of metal that it is.
Those sentences just...
I know, but I'm going to say you can cut dry with DB20. I have cut dry with the DB20, but you don't want a scissor that is that sharp, a scissor that grips the hair that much. You're not going to get that same glide and feel that you get with like a Mizutani puffin that's created for dry cutting. Also, when you cut dry hair, it can dull your scissor a little bit faster. So a lot of times people have a dry cutting scissor because it's dedicated to that. It's created for that. It's a thicker blade, so you're going to get a better result and it won't dull your precision scissor. So that's my thing. I know if you want an all-around scissor, any of them work. It's just I wouldn't spend money. I would rather you bought like the Mizutani Type K or the Ichinino San #1 or the Blacksmith Fit and then the puffin. So you have 2 scissors rather than you spend $900 on the DB20 and just have that one. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I would start my collection that way. Or get the DB20. You can cut dry with it, but then have a goal set in your mind that you want to get a dry cutting scissor, because I don't think the DB20, I think that kind of puts you into, it's like buying a Lamborghini when you don't have a garage, right? It's
Good
like
analogy.
it's like spending a lot of money on something to use it for too many purposes. So I think I would get the cheaper scissors because they're all great, and build your collection that way rather than just going out and spending a ton of money, unless you have a goal of buying the other scissor later.
Yeah, Lambos aren't good for grocery shopping.
Lambos aren't good for grocery shopping.
Nope.
Okay.
Not enough trunk space.
I just want to get to more people. I feel bad.
I know. I'm so psyched that all of these people, and I'm seeing like all these people that have followed this podcast
We
for
didn't get
so
to
long.
Screenshot.
Hair by Tanner's question, but his Instagram is his 9th picture. Her hair is so pretty. Not that all the hair is not pretty, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Check it out.
I was gonna say, are we gonna do free pong or are we gonna do the wheel first?
let's do free pong. We got a ton of people on here.
Okay.
It keeps growing too. Like I love that we're not like every week now we're getting more and more people watching. I feel like this show is getting back.
It
It's
is.
gonna-
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's
And
very
they're
exciting.
answering each other's questions too. And
Love
kinda
it.
I love that too.
Build that
Conversation.
community.
oh, that it's Scott Tanner because he's on the chat. Okay.
Yeah,
He
he's been
said thank
chatting.
you. You're welcome.
He's been chatting
It's
the whole
so
time.
pretty.
Scott Tanner's Instagram.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Hair by Tanner, but this it's a lot of it is really pretty, but there's this one girl with these really, really warm coppery tones. It's really pretty.
Okay. All right, Hair by Tanner.
Hashtag Miami hairstylist. So I think we should all go to
We
Miami.
should go to
Visit.
Miami.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
that's
go.
That needs to happen.
Welcome
Salon
to
trip.
Miami.
Tomorrow?
Danielle.
I'm down for that.
Sometimes that happens, Danielle. Just so you know, it's like a midnight text, and we're like, let's get out of here.
Oh my god.
I'm all for that.
It's happened twice, so you can't
Oh,
say it
yeah.
doesn't. All right, so let's do some free pong. So the first one's going to be a T-shirt.
I'm glad to see I've already liked this photo you're talking about.
Oh, that's nice. So, all right,
Hair by Tanner is good shit.
here's the
that.
thing: who's gonna throw for the T-shirt? We got to pick somebody that's live online right now. So,
And they have to get
Okay.
here in the next 5 minutes.
so who's gonna throw for the T-shirt? You should probably post something so we can see your name come up, and then the whole thing is you got to pick somebody that is gonna throw it. One of us, not me, because I got to make sure this sound works.
Well, let's do Scott Tanner,
Okay.
right? I guess so, right?
Okay. Scott Tanner's
We
good.
didn't get to his questions. So.
Okay. All right. So Scott Tanner is playing for the T-shirt. He's got to pick somebody in this room. Thad, Danielle. Let's just say Thad, Thad
Just have
Brian,
Thad
or
throw
Drea. You want to have Thad throw it?
Just have that.
All right. Thad's throwing it. He's been practicing anyways. It's your best chance.
He's
Yeah,
excited.
Thad should throw it.
I did a back
So this
bend.
is
Drea's
for
doing the
Yeah,
wheel.
we'll go
Scott
with the
to
GoPro.
win a T-shirt.
Thad's warming it up. Christina's got the overhead camera for the cups. So this is like legit. This is like a
Wow.
game show. So Thad has to make, for you to get this T-shirt, Thad has to make 2 of the 5 balls. Right?
Oh.
Doesn't seem that.
Say
Earlier, Thad, wait, Thad, I got to give you some music. Earlier, Thad, he made 4 out of 5.
Don't tell him that.
He made 4 out of 5 balls. So, Chris, from the GoPro, you can see. Okay, you know, you're so good.
I know.
You're so good at this.
I know. No, I wasn't. I was talking and it was on you for like ever.
Oh, awesome. Sweet.
Checking
My
that
favorite.
posture.
I know, right? All right, Thad, let's make this intense. Throw the first ball. Oh, wait. Okay. Throw the second ball. Oh, Thad. Wait, I want to see what's happening in the chat. Wait, Thad. Don't throw it.
I'm freaking out.
No pressure.
Oh, here. This is a good part of the music. Okay. All right, Thad. Another
Hair by
ball.
Tanner, I still love you.
Oh!
Oh, the last 2.
Wait, no, he has
Oh, he's got
left.
2 more.
Last
Oh, he's
2.
got 2 more. Okay. Okay. Yes!
So close.
Scott, you're getting the T-shirt anyway.
Yeah, you're totally getting the
You
T-shirt.
still get a T-shirt, but now Thad has to pay for it.
Wait. Jay Maxton said, "Did you go to college, Dad?" He went to hair school.
I only went to community college and then hair school.
Yeah, they don't.
I only touched the phone.
Oh wait, Chris, it's still on the Pong table.
Oh shoot, sorry guys.
Okay, Thad, good job. Way to step up.
Pressure was too high.
I know.
my
That's
God.
tough. If you could have heard the music, it would have been even
If you
more.
had told me that people were tuning in,
Donna-
then
Oh, wait.
I would have had no idea. I would have assumed it was just us.
Okay,
Dad, hold on. Wisconsin, Donna said, wait, what did she say? Way to go, homeschooler.
so. Oh wow.
I'm 31. I'm way far out of college now.
Oh, it's
God.
awesome.
You guys should have seen me when I was like 21.
Oh my gosh, hilarious. Okay, now we're gonna spin the wheel. So we gotta pick somebody else.
Okay.
All right, Drea.
My turn.
Oh wait, Scott. Email. What is it? So did the contest work? Because I didn't see anything from Hair Like a Boss.
Here, just shoot Christina a text. Here's her number.
I think it works.
Okay.
He's probably like, I don't need your stuff, guys. I just want to come visit.
I know. Oh, so here's the thing. So all right.
It should work, right?
It should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fine. It is fine. If not, be on the show next week and yell at us. But I think it's good. Scott, email contest@freesaloneducation.com and just send your T-shirt size and your address.
Yep.
And we'll send it out to you.
Yes.
So that's it. That's it for that.
All right, so who's winning the wheel prize?
I also want you guys to take notes to the people that were trash talking. So if we pick them again, I purposely lose.
No one was trash talking, Dad. They
You just
learned
tried
that.
to purposely win and
They
got
learned-
one.
I know, but somebody was like, "Did you ever go to college?
They learned that in the unprofessional.
Way to go homeschool."
There's a girl on live that had a lot of questions and conversation going with, everyone on. So maybe her. Is that
Okay.
Her name's
What's her name?
Katie, KAITYB.
All right.
Katie B. So let's spin the wheel for her.
Dad, you want to put the camera on the wheel? So on the wheel, Katie, right? You said?
Katie B.
So Katie, you have a chance to win Sunlight's Balayage Bali Box 2.0,
Fabulous.
Olaplex, Ergo brushes, Donald Scott carving combs, Mizutani scissor. What else do we got? Free Salon Education has some prizes to give away. I think that's all. On Minerva, of course.
Minerva.
Yeah. And MinervaBeauty.com.
You said Ergo, right?
I said Ergo. I think I
Okay.
got everybody.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we're going to give it a spin. Let me, let's get the music going again. Here you go. Give it a spin, Drea. Zoom it in, Dad.
This music, I
There you
can't
go.
even.
I know, I love it. It's so intense. What's it going to be? Oh, no. Oh,
I love when that happens.
Oh my God!
all right.
Danielle's super jealous.
I know.
Yes.
Danielle
Yes,
doesn't
I
even
am.
have a pair yet.
No. Oh, everyone's so excited for her too. It's so.
There's a lot of glare, but that's Missy Tanya.
That does say
Mizutani
Mizutani, yeah.
scissors.
That's
Okay.
really awesome.
the only
Congrats.
black
So
one.
jackpot.
Damnation.
So as well, send email contest@freesaloneducation.com, your address, and I would label that one I won Mizutani scissors or something.
Yeah.
So that we
No, I won't forget.
And don't
I know.
everybody start sending that? Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, me too. All right,
That's
Katie.
awesome.
Good
Congratulations.
So
That is really
exciting.
cool.
That's really awesome. All right, cool.
She's like, did that seriously just happen? Oh my God.
That happened.
Oh, that happened.
That's the other part about having
Come
all
hang
these
with us. You
cool companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, lost the camera. All right, so that's the show.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Everyone.
You know what was really fun? Seeing all the people on there and all the people that have been watching for so long. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. Follow Danielle Downs. She's
Yeah.
got her social.
I'm getting there. DMD_Downs.
Okay. Follow Brian Hair.
Hairstyle. HAIRE style.
Drea.
Hair by Dre Day.
Dre.
Dry.
Thad Bolanized.
Thad Bolanized. Follow us, everything at Free Salon Education. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Free Salon Education community. And we look forward to chatting with you guys again in the new year. It's going to be the new year.
Shit, yeah.
We didn't talk about anything. We didn't talk about
Oh,
a
yeah.
holiday.
Everyone have a happy, healthy, safe New Year, and we'll see
Yeah.
you next week.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.